Mr. Lee.
Hi.
Woo-Jin Lee.
Yeah.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
So we're in Seoul. We've got a beautiful view of the city of Seoul behind us.
Mm-hmm.
You were just saying that 5 years ago, before you went to Papua New Guinea and then subsequently Australia, many of the tall buildings which we can see there weren't existing. It was just a flat, very flatter plain. Today's the 28th of February, which makes it the 59th day of what I'm calling 100 Days to Harvest, which is a journey to get me into this story called Friendship Tree, talking about Australia and Korea. It's the expression 100 Days to Harvest really looks at the harvesting of a tree, but I just wanted to, I am aware of course that in Korea there's a very prominent festival called Chuseok in autumn. So that's in October in this year, 2nd to 4th of October I think. Can you briefly explain what Chuseok is, what it actually means? If a person who didn't speak Korean wanted to understand Chuseok, how would you explain that?
Chuseok is in English translation. It will be full moon day.
Full moon day, of course.
So
Yeah, that's right.
We enjoy the full moon.
Yeah.
And in appreciation of the harvest.
Right.
Of course, Korea was agrarian society.
Yes.
Mostly people were engaged in production of food.
Yeah.
In the farmland. So in the summertime, of course, we have worked hard, and in the autumn, then we harvest it.
Yeah.
And before we eat them, fresh food and also rice.
Yeah.
Then we pay homage to our ancestors.
Right.
By appreciating the harvest.
Yeah.
So that's why we offer food to our ancestors.
Right.
And express appreciation to our
sure.
ancestors.
It's interesting, again, from a non-Korean perspective. If I was to try and understand that without a background of Korean, I'd be thinking about that from my own family perspective, my own family and ancestors. But of course, in Chuseok, there's my understanding is there's also is it true that there's also very communal activities, or is it quite based around the family unit?
Yeah, communal activities.
Yeah.
Of course, in the countryside.
Yeah.
People live together in a village.
Okay.
And of course, we cannot do our farming work alone.
Right. Okay.
So we help each other.
Okay.
So here sometimes together in groups, and also after the harvest, in celebration.
Right.
We visited places and places.
Yeah. Sure.
And so farming band.
Yeah. Right. Oh, really?
You have seen it, farming band?
No. But
in celebration.
Really?
And in Western society also.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
Chuseok is similar to Thanksgiving Day.
End of November in American sort of culture. Actually, I'm aware that's interesting. Your explanation there, because of course when I think about Seoul or Busan, I think of massive big cities, huge cities. Seoul's a much bigger city than maybe almost outnumbers Australia in population, not quite, but and I guess it's easy to forget the origins of communal living in Korea when you look at Seoul, because that small village existence is so different to what we see here, this great vast sprawling city. And just to finish up, what actually happens during that farming ban when people come together? What's particular to Chuseok in Korean culture?
I forgot to mention about the change of society.
Yeah.
As Korean society is urbanized, of course, people left countryside.
Right.
And started to live in the city.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities in the city.
Yeah.
So people's lifestyle has changed. People have become more egoistic.
Right.
And individualistic.
Yeah, sure.
So, so we are not communal anymore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So also,
is in that regard, is there a sense of nostalgic yearning for what was? Is there a sense of remembering a lost age of communal living.
Yeah. Nostalgic in a sense.
Nostalgic, yeah.
But in the past, of course, even about 10, 20 years ago, in paying homage to our ancestors,
Right.
by offering food, and relatives are got together.
Right.
But nowadays, less people.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
For greetings or celebration.
Yeah.
So that means a change of society.
Yes.
Social lifestyle.
Yeah.
So maybe having become more egoistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, thanks for the insight. That's been really instructive. I've learned a lot from that little conversation, and I hope everyone else has too. Thank you.